New episode of our award-winning true docuseries, The Evidence Room, drops tonight, only on KPRC 2+. This week, we are examining Houston's honor killings, a disturbing series of crimes motivated by a Muslim father's feeling of betrayal when his daughter converted to Christianity. Despite a fascinating array of evidence, it would take years of investigation to see the suspect convicted and sent to death row. KPRC2 investigator Robert Arnold joins me now to talk about what it took to finally bring this case to a close. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. It was a years-long investigation. You have to think you had actually two murders in 2012. You had the murder in January of Galeray Beguerzadeh, and then you had the murder in November of 2012 of Cody Beavers. So it was after that second murder that police finally linked the two together, and it all came back to Ali Irsan. So Ali Irsan lived in the Conroe area, had this huge family, and he was involved in a multitude of crimes, and he essentially forced his family members to go along with him. So it took a long time and a lot of surveillance for police to put everything together to just link the two murders and then, of course, tie it all back to Ali and his family.
Throughout the duration of this investigation, years, what type of evidence was discovered?
So one of the first things is we met with the lead detective on this case, Sergeant James Dousay, and he only got to interview Ali Irsan one time and one time only, but he said he told me everything I need to know about the man. I asked him, I said, well, what did you see when you spoke to him? He goes, I saw evil in his eyes. He goes, this was an evil person who thought he could talk his way out of anything. He thought he was in control, and that was the whole thing with Ali Irsan, was control. He was very angry that one of his daughters, Nazreen, had decided to live a less restrictive life. She wanted to she married this man, Cody Beavers. She loved him, deeply in love with him, and she wanted to live life on her terms, not under Ali's terms. And so he was furious with that. And then he found out that Galeray Beguerzadeh was friends with his daughter. He had gone to her. He knew that her family, when they immigrated from Iran, had also converted to Christianity and apparently supported Nazreen's decision to leave home and marry this man, Cody Beavers. So he was like, hey, you need to tell me where my daughter is. You need to tell me. She's like, no, I'm not going to tell you that. Well, that just enraged him.
Off, yeah.
Right. And so then she was murdered in January, and then you had Cody, Nazreen's husband, murdered in November. But it wasn't until after the November murder that police put the two together. And they did a lot of surveillance on his property up in Conroe as well, and so that helped.
How old were they at the time of their murders?
In 20s. They
20s.
were, yes, they were
So
in their
young.
12. They were very, very young at the time that they did it. And what was really frightening is how much surveillance and canvassing Ali and his son Nassim and other members of the family did trying to find his daughter Nazreen. So when she first left home, she went to live with Cody, his twin brother Corey, and their mother Shirley McCormick in the Spring area. Well, Ali and Nassim would literally watch the house because his plan was to kill everybody at once, but he could never quite line it up. But they would watch the house. They would ask people, have you seen them? Where are they? Then when Nazreen and Cody got married and they moved to Northwest Houston, or excuse me, Northwest Harris County off the Beltway, he figured out the apartment they lived in, but he didn't know the unit, so they would literally spend days
staking it out.
And they would offer money to people. They'd go through the apartment complex going, have you seen these people? We'll pay you. They offered some poor single mom, we'll pay you and we'll give you a child seat for your car, to find out which unit they were in. And sadly, they eventually did, and then they ambushed Cody.
What did he do for a living?
Ali?
Yeah.
Fraud, it appears.
Yeah,
I mean, they also, several members of the family also got convicted on federal fraud charges.
Wow.
And when you talk to the detective, when they finally searched the home more than once, it was just a stunning array of things that they found. I mean, prescription drugs, guns, Social Security, all of it, just a multitude of fraud. The detective told me they would even go so far as when they would go home to Jordan, they would pack suitcases inside suitcases inside suitcases, and then claim that the airline lost their suitcases. Things of that nature. So it was a tremendous amount of fraud that was going on there.
I know a lot of folks are looking forward to tonight's episode. One thing that sticks out to you that you're looking forward to sharing with everyone?
Hearing the true insight, it's been called the honor killings, that Ali Irsan felt that the only way to restore his family's honor was to kill, he wanted to kill his daughter, but he didn't, but he killed her husband and he killed her friend. So he thought this would restore his honor. But when you talk to the detective really drilled down and said this was a man hiding behind his religion.
Yeah.
That this was just an excuse, that this was a narcissistic patriarch that just couldn't handle not being in control of everything. And that's really what was behind this, but he used that term of restoring his family's honor.
And
he had killed another son-in-law before this, but he claimed self-defense. And one of the shocking things is the detective said that the blood from that first son-in-law was on a sofa that Holly put in his front yard, and he would stand out next to it in the morning, drink his coffee, and neighbors would go by, and he'd just wave, sort of like, see, I'm in control of what happens.
He claimed self-defense in that case. Was he ever tried?
Nope.
No.
Nope. It was 1999, claimed self-defense. It was a different daughter, different son-in-law, and he claimed self-defense.
The family today, years later, fractured from these events?
Oh, yeah. Now, not Beavers. No, not, I mean, but...
his own family.
Oh, of course. I mean, of course. Well, his son's in prison as well, because his son admitted to Galloway's murder. And then you had other family members that also suffered consequences related to just the murders and the fraud as well. So, no, they're all fractured, and Ali himself is now on death row.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we we look forward to watching tonight's episode. You can watch the honor killings tonight at 6:30 only on KPRC 2+. We, of course, will send out a notification through our Click to Houston app to remind you to tune in at 6:30. Robert, thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.